Okay, in my journey to PCP air guns, this video is going to be on the air gun stand, the gun rack. So, hope you enjoy it. This is how I built it. All right, taking you on my journey to PCP air guns. This is where I was putting my guns, kind of in the dining room. I got a pretty cool wife, but the bottom line is she didn't really like them there. So, plus another problem was there was the guns, but out here on this table was all of the air gun supply. So every time the table got used for something else, my air gun stuff got just moved over junkily. Junkily is a word? I don't know, it is today. But anyway, so that's why I needed somewhere to put my air rifles. Okay, I'm going to try and show you why I made my own gun rack. This gun rack has got dimensions similar to what you'd find off of eBay. And it's this dimension that we're going to work with. So from the top to this board is 26.5 inches. What you can't really tell from this picture is that there's two boards here. There's a top board, and then there's a bottom board. So this top board's got the holes cut in it, and then it goes down about 2 inches to rest on this second board. And you can tell that by 8 inches plus 26 is 34. We're missing 2. So it's about a 2-inch gap here between these two boards. So instead of 26.5, we're going to work with 28.5. So 26.5 plus the 2 down to where they actually sit. Why that's interesting is I've got a couple of guns laid out here on the floor. The guns aren't anything special, just a bullpup that I picked, and that's a Gamo Swarm. But if you look at where 28 inches would land on that, you know, that would hit way down there. It works okay for a bullpup, but 28 inches is not good for just any old regular rifle. And if you look at this picture, a little misleading on where those are kind of shrunken guns, but definitely kind of photoshopped in there because that is not where the barrels hit. So this wound up certainly wouldn't work for me. And I have finished my gun rack now, and I will take you out and show you what I did. Okay, measurements on the gun rack that I made compared to the one that I just showed you for the dimensions off of eBay, which was what, about 28.5 inches or so. Mine 35 plus, and on the bullpup side 27 plus. But you can see why it wouldn't work out with the dimensions that they had. On my journey to shooting PCP air guns, I'm going to build a gun rack. So I thought I'd catch you up to where I am because I'm going to do a little cutting and drilling today. These are two 4-foot boards that I did nothing to other than a layout of where I want to cut. The length and width stayed the same. These 4 boards started out as 2 6-feet boards. So started out, I cut them down to, those are 33.25 inches long. as are these back pieces. I picked that dimension because this is going to be the bottom part of the rack. So that's a foam piece that is going to protect the base of the gun and also provides a little angle for them. And the top part is there. So that'll be the top part, and that'll be the bottom part. Out of the 4 boards you see there, I'm going to build a box. And out of that box, that's going to be the sides. So I'm going to get to cutting and drilling, and this will look different next time I show you. All right, back on this gun rack. I have drilled several holes. I went to where the center of the board would be and then drilled 1/8" pilot holes just so I could get a good start. And then, I don't know if you can see or not, but then I went back over with a 1/2" drill to countersink those a little bit, just to make them look better. So anyway, that part went pretty well, and I'm ready to start assembly. So that's the next part. All right, here's the gun rack. I changed the design about 2 minutes ago and routed a little groove to put some magnets to hold the door shut. But it came together pretty decently. This was never designed to be heirloom quality. It was just made with hand tools. Got a little fancy. I cut the top out a little bit. You'll see why when I put it together later. But now it's time to paint it, and I will do that and get back on in a sec. Well, I painted that gun rack. So this is it so far. I kind of rushed it. That's why I put it up on that little block. So yeah, it's not going to turn out perfect, but perfect enough for what I need it for. I went ahead and threw that door on there just because I need to get this out of the yard. Put some feet on there as well. The magnet stuff wasn't set quite yet, so I covered up those magnets just so it wouldn't pull it out of the place that I had it. But anyway, now I just need to let that glue dry and finish this puppy up. So all of that stuff that was on that glider is in there. This has still got the pads on it to keep the magnets from sticking. Now, the next phase is going to be how to get a bullpup on there. Okay, this is my gun rack that's finished. I built a little shelf for the bullpups. Raised it up just high enough that I could put my Frog Killer 3000 in there. The storage cabinet turned out okay. I just threw that stuff in there to get it off of the glider, but all in all, I'm pretty pleased with the results. So that was the gun stand. It was kind of fun to make, not that hard. Along with this project, I also have a target that I did a video on, a general video on some guns. The intent is to actually talk about those guns at some point. Have 2 videos on a cart, the cooler for the cart and then the rest of the cart. So between the cart, the target, and the stand, check them out. See ya.